Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to my channel. In today's session, we are going to talk about one of the most significant topics, that is personality development. You must have heard about people and their achievements, but yes, I would say that above all, or the most significant thing in our life is our behavior, the way we respond to the things in this atmosphere. If someone asks me what is the definition of personality development, what is personality, the definition may vary from one person to the other. According to me, your personality is actually a combination of your thoughts and your responses. The way you think and the way you respond to the things. So that means personality is all about our behavior. It is the sum of biologically based and learned behavior in the society. So, as and when we talk about personality development, I can say that the personality is all about our overall behavior, that we may have certain things from our biological factors, but to some extent, it is more learned behavior that we might have learned from the society in a particular atmosphere where we are actually brought up. So, personality is a wider phenomenon that I can say. In today's session, I'm going to talk about the dimensions which are considered to be five most important dimensions in personality development. Please note that these dimensions are not based on scientific experiments. Most of the psychologists accept these five dimensions that I would like to discuss with you in depth. Okay, so the first dimension here is openness to experience. Individuals are very open to experience new things, but the case is the scenario is not the same for all. Some individuals are very reserved. They are so reserved they do not want to stay open for the other options. So if you are so open to other things, it is also having the positive as well as the negative sides. If I say that an individual is so open to experience new things, that means he or she wants to explore. But yes, if you are more open, that can also be considered as you lack focus. That can also be one of the elements that we need to consider. Please note that when I talk about openness to experience, in the high side, on the high side of openness to experience, that means inventive and curious. The individuals are found to be more curious. They are more willing to explore the things. But on the negative side, if I say that on the low level side, the individuals, those who are less open to experience, that actually also says that the individuals are more cautious and quite conservative. So they do not want to explore nothing. They are not willing to explore new things. But on the another side, I would also say that somewhere going out of the comfort zone, looking for new opportunities, they stand more in your favor because you are adaptable. That is also can be determined from your personality. Okay, so here we discuss now first dimension. This was openness to experience. Second dimension I'm going to talk about is conscientiousness. If I talk about conscientiousness, that actually means the quality of the behavior. That means the quality of work, to what extent you are able to stay focused on a certain parameters. That actually it means to say. If I talk about conscientiousness, that actually is having two the sides of it. One is on the high level and second one is on the low level. If you are having high level of conscientiousness, that actually means efficient and organized. So that means you are more focused on the quality in terms of the set of the parameters, in terms of the follow of certain benchmarks to be followed in a particular process, and the things go more in organized manner. Correct? But yes, on the another side, when you are having the low level of conscientiousness, that actually means it's easy going and you are quite not paying much attention to the procedure, or you are quite careless. An individual can be, but please understand that they have certain exceptions in the society. That's why we say that the individuals are dynamic and the behavior can never be predicted in all the atmospheres. Situations may vary. Depending on the factors, a wide range of the factors, an individual's behavior may change all of a sudden. Correct? But on the low level side of consciousness, we can say that an individual is easygoing and careless. Then let us now talk about third dimension here. The third dimension here is extraversion. I'm sure that you will be thinking whether it is extraversion or extroversion. Both are actually the same. That means you are full of energy, you are highly energetic, not shy. Individuals, those who are found to be very open to talk to others. The individuals, those who are found to be more extrovert, they are considered to be full of energy, that is true. But on the other side, you may be considered as you're dominating on others. You may be considered as you are attention seeking of others. So positive and negative sides are also there, but completely depends on the situation, how you are being perceived, and honestly speaking, what personality you are having. That's very, very important. But the individual who is observing your personality, his or her mindset has a great influence, or I can say it has high influence on your ideas or on the observation of your personality. So both the things have a great significance here. Now let us talk about high level of extroversion. High level of extroversion clearly means that an individual is full of energy or very energetic or very enthusiastic. One more thing is outgoing. An individual is very social, can get acclaimed, can get adapted in a particular situation, can get become more familiarized in a particular situation, or I can say that the person is so cooperative and very, very friendly. There is a possibility, but sometimes when we are friendly with others, it may become over friendliness. Am I right? So that is a negative side. But yes, when I talk about low level of extraversion, that means individuals are considered to be reserved. They do not want to get mixed with the others. So that means there can be such personalities, some individuals who may not be comfortable enough to talk to others or may not be willing to spend their energy while talking to the strangers. The things can on the positive side, for example, if an individual is not willing to talk to others, that is true that the person may be reserved to some extent, but yes, the talks may not be up to his or her level. That can also happen. Sometimes an individual who is not having an interest in a particular talk, he or she stays calm, he or she stays silent. It doesn't mean that the person may have only the reserved ideas. There is a possibility, my dear friends, but generally it is considered that having low level of extroversion, that means an individual is more willing to stay in isolation, an individual is more reserved. So that means do not want to get mixed with the others so easily. That's it. And the fourth dimension here is agreeableness. Agreeableness, that means to what extent you are willing to get agree to others. My dear friends, the individuals who are so easy get, they are ready to agree with the other, that means they are very flexible, that I can say. But to some extent, if you agree with each other, there may be a lack of focus. There is a possibility. So that means we need to understand that if you agree with someone, on what basis or what are the parameters, what are your grounds of thoughts that actually make you to change your opinion from one side to the another. And if you agree with someone, what are your parameters of analysis? This thing matters a lot here. Okay, so we are discussing here agreeableness. So if you are so compassionate, if you agree with the others, that means you are so friendly here. So that means on the high level side of agreeableness, that means you are considered to be friendly and compassionate. But on the other side, if you do not agree so easily with the others, that means people may consider that you argue with the others, you challenge others. That means you do not accept the ideas given by others so easily. That can be the situation. So that means having low level of agreeableness, that means you are quite competitive. Sometimes you must have heard a phrase outspoken critics. So that means outspoken, you can also be considered as outspoken. Okay, so agreeableness is good enough to some extent. To some extent. but you cannot agree with everyone in all the situations, because you also have a set of norms, some rules, some principles that you may be following in your personal life. Am I right? So here we cannot say that all the theories, all the parameters are based on scientific experiments. As I discussed earlier, these dimensions are not based on scientific experiments, but they are widely accepted by psychologists while assessing someone's personality. But here we are talking about the dimensions. We are not specifically talking about an individual here. It's a general opinion based on five dimensions to personality development. And the last dimension here is neuroticism. When I talk about neuroticism, that actually means your response to negative emotions. Certain negative things are happening, and how do you control your emotions? My dear friends, life is not full of, it is not always a bed of roses for all. So many times we come across certain negative situations. How do you control such situations, certain negative things which are happening in your life? That is your neuroticism. If you handle them very well, that means you are emotionally stable. It's a good part of your personality. And again, if I talk about your personal life or professional life, everyone may not be so supportive in all the situations, in all the atmosphere where you are living. Am I right? So in such situations, if you are able to control yourself, if you are able to handle the negative situations or negative happenings in your lives cheerfully, that is a positive part of your character. I meant to say personality development here. So if I talk about the high level of neuroticism, that means an individual is sensitive and nervous. Nervous not only means that you are always worried or something like that, but somewhere the way you respond to the negative happenings with the emotional stability, it actually stands in your favor. But on the contrary side, if I talk about the low level of neuroticism, that actually means secure and confident. Secure and confident, that means if suppose an individual who is secure enough, the person who is emotionally stable, let us say a person who can handle the things easily. Now what happens, individuals have their stringent norms, the things should happen according to themselves. Let us talk about maybe a boy or a girl who wants to get first rank in his or her class. That may not be possible because it depends on a number of the factors. But if you get second position and you accept the second position while looking into what are the mistakes that you might have committed in the past, that means you are having a positive side. That means you are having a control over the negative situation. So it's a kind of your response on the negative situations here. In such situations, if you are having low level of neuroticism, that means you are to some extent flexible in handling such situations, although the situations are not in your favor. You are considered to be quite confident and secure. Confident in a mean to say that, and mean to say that you understand what went wrong here, what went wrong, and what made you to not to get what you actually was willing to have. This thing matters a lot. Okay, so in this session I discussed with you five dimensions of personality development. Let us have a recap what did we discuss in this session. Please have a focus on it. The topic that we discussed here is introduction to personality development, where we covered five dimensions. The first dimension here was openness to experience. Second dimension was here conscientiousness. Third one is extroversion. Fourth one is agreeableness, and the last one is neuroticism. This is also known by an acronym that is OCEAN. 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 Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you must have learned new things in this session. Please understand that personality that you observe for someone may not be the same that actually is there in an individual's life. So it may differ from the reality. Okay, so you have to be quite flexible, you have to stay dynamic and be open to learn the new things and have more analysis. Okay, and behavior cannot be fixed, it is always dynamic. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you soon in a new video. Thank you so much.